Welcome in. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 60. That's me. Woman, I'm so glad you're here today. What are you guys doing? I'm in Central Florida. It's a big thunderstorm. And so the animals might be going crazy in the middle of this. So I apologize in advance. If you haven't yet, tell me where you're tuning in from. I like to see where everybody's coming from. I know that we have a few people from around the US. If you don't know, I'm in Central Florida. It's summertime here, which is kind of our winter in a way, in the sense that this is when we get our rain. And we have spectacular, and I mean spectacular thunderstorms here. They're a lot of fun for me. The animals go nuts. But we're kind of in the middle of them one right now. It's sort of rolling in, which is why it might be appear a little bit darker in my house because there's not a lot of light coming in the windows. So tell me where you're from. We have Susan here from Lancaster, England. Hi, Bija. How are you? Your email back to me was so funny. Bija and I went to Sedona together a few months back, and we had a weird incident. I'll tell it to you really quick because I want to know what you guys think. So we got to our Airbnb. Bija had been driving, and we were just unpacking. And you know that kind of thing where there's just a lot going on, so you're not really paying attention to details. And she couldn't find the car key. And she was looking and looking and looking and couldn't find it. And I'm sort of staying back, being quiet, because I know sometimes you just have to let the information come in. So then she goes outside and gets in the car to look and see if the key was somehow placed on the seat or something like that. And while she's out there, she gets the thought, oh, I should just try to start it because it's one of those push button cars. And if the key is either in the car or on her, it's going to start. Right when she had that thought, I was in the house and I had that same thought. Oh, she should just go in the car and start it and see if it starts. And so we had the exact same thought at the exact same time. And I go to walk out to tell her that thought has already occurred in her brain. It occurred the same time it occurred. And she had put the button out of the car and the car had started. The key was in her purse. It was just tucked away in a little pocket. So here's the question I have about that. And I'm telling you what, you guys, this was a couple months ago. It has been in my head since then. So is it that information was in the field, like in the quantum field, and we both tapped into it at the same time, or it got dropped in at the same time? Or was it that one of us had it and the other picked up on it telepathically? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So if you have a comment about that or any insight, let me know, because it's been making me crazy. But we actually had, I think, probably the same thought at the same time. Kind of freaks me out. I haven't stopped thinking about that. So anyway, that's the story of my girlfriend, Misha. Let's see. Arlene from Sacramento. That's my hometown. I raised my girls in Granite Bay. Karen from Glendale, Arizona. Nancy from Romeoville, Illinois. Oh, hi, Jackie from the Villages. Hey, neighbor. Hi, Karen. Thank you. Mary, North Carolina. Australia. Cheryl Maria from Oviedo. Is that how you pronounce it? Oviedo, Florida? Floridian. Tori in Kingman, Arizona. A transformation in progress. Awesome. From New York City. Claire from Germany. Third sister from Satellite Beach, Florida, SoCal. Elaine, thank you guys for showing up. So I am going to announce the boss event for June. You guys are going to love it because it's a company that you guys all love and I've been talking about for a long time. But first, as usual, I need to quickly tell what a boss event is, because most of you guys know, I know that, but some people watch it and they go, what the hell's a boss event? So I have to describe it. Boss event, BOSS stands for Big Old Super Sale. And this is what we do here on Pretty Over 50, because way back 5 years ago now, when I started my channel, I started an email list. And that email list is really big now. So I was thinking, oh gosh, it's been like a year and a half ago. What can I do to get some good deals for that email list? And I came up with this idea that I would talk to the companies that I use their products. I use all these products. almost every day, the daily ones. Companies that I really use, that I really love, that have good integrity, they're small companies, like a guy owns it, not a corporation like Revlon or L'Oreal. These are like people own these companies. They started them out of a passion. So I went to these companies and I said, hey, if I do a monthly sale for your company, would you give me a special discount that's better or different or something unique than anyone else? It's exclusive to the Pretty Over 50 viewers. That's the one criteria. It has to be exclusive to us. And I said, if you will do that, I will hold the sale for the channel for my viewers for a whole month. And every single one of them said yes. Every single one of them said yes. So it's really become kind of a tradition. This is the second year now for the Boss events. And it's a lot of fun. The companies love it. The viewers love it. They're products that they're small companies with integrity and passion, and I just feel really good about them. So that's what a Boss event is. So every month I hop on live and I talk about what the latest Boss event is, and it goes for the whole month. And if you're not signed up for the email newsletter, you might want to do that. The link is in the description box down below, because that's where I list the Boss event all month long. In case you miss the live or you don't want to take the time to watch it, you can just click on the email newsletter, find out what the deal is for the month. If you want to take advantage of it, it's there for the whole month. So that's the Boss event. So the Boss event for this month is Jupiter CBD oil. And you guys know that I've been loving Jupiter for a long, long time. And I'll tell you the story of me and CBD oil. Oh my gosh, it's been probably 9 or 10 years now. I started waking up and my hands were all stiff, and I would have to crack them in the morning to get them going. And it was of concern to me, because when my grandmother, and both my mother and my grandmother were 10 years younger than I am today. I'm 67 now, 67 and a half. So this was when I was in my late 50s. Their hands, when they were that age, were just gnarled with the really big joints and that sort of thing. My grandmother had really debilitating arthritis in her hands and throughout her body as well. But when I had to start cracking my hands, I thought, oh no, I don't want to go down that road. So what I did is I did a little bit of research, and I wanted something that was holistic, that was not a drug, that was a supplement. I wanted something that was going to be good for my body, was going to nurture my body. And I landed on CBD oil. So I started taking CBD oil for my joints, and by golly, it really, really worked. But here's the thing, and most people don't know this, but I do, because of something specific that happened. CBD oil can taste really nasty. And I'm not kidding you. It's like really nasty. And I would go through different CBD oils trying to find one that was A, effective for my fingers, my hands, and B, that didn't taste nasty. Well, at that time, someone very close to me was working in the industry and was a buyer for CBD oil for retail outlets. So she would send me samples of CBD oil and say, taste this, how do you like this? I was like the tester. So I have tried and tested so many CBD oils just because of that whole process of giving my reviews on them. Most of them are terrible. They're not very good. They're not very consistent. They taste terrible, the whole thing. And then a long time ago, gosh, about a year after I started my channel, the owners of Jupiter CBD oil contacted me. Now, this was when they were just starting out and they only had CBD oil. And I'm going to show you a couple of new products they have today. And they said, we have a CBD oil. It's organically grown from a single family farm. I mean, they just did everything right. And they called me on the phone. In other words, it wasn't just, hey, promote our product. It was, this is what we do. This is who we are. Would you like to try our product? This is the story of how we got it going and the whole thing. Simon and Tyler, and they were just great guys. And I said, yeah, go ahead and send it along. I actually know a lot about CBD oil. They didn't know that part, that I'd been testing and trying them for a long time. They sent it to me and I was really blown away because I had a whole lot of experience in CBD oil. This one really works. This is the dream. Oh, this is the one that I take. This is Dreamland. I grabbed the wrong bottle. Anyway, I tried it and I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it because it's consistent. It really works and it doesn't taste nasty. It just tastes, it just tastes like an oil. It doesn't taste necessarily great, but it doesn't taste horrific, which was wonderful. So I got back to him and I said, you know what? I really love your product. And I started talking about it on my channel. I have never done a sponsored video for them. It's never been anything like that. It's just been, I love this stuff. I'll talk about it on my channel. So 30% off all month long, the entire month of June, on anything on the Jupiter website. And here's what I want to show you is that they have just come out with gummies. And you know what? They're right here. So this is the Sunshine Gummy. This is for like mood and anxiety. And this is the Moonlight Gummy. This is for sleep, obviously. These were just sent to me like, oh, maybe last week. You can see the gummies in here. I have never taken a gummy. Have any of you? I just have never done the gummy thing. I'm so happy with my CBD oil. How I use mine is I just put it underneath my tongue in the evening, about an hour before I'm going to go to bed, and it's awesome. So these are the gummies. They actually smell really good. That just came out for Jupiter. So if you're interested in gummies and you want to try it, you might want to take a look at these. These just came out. They've been working on them for a long, long time. One thing I can say about Jupiter is they just don't throw anything out on the market. They worked a long, hard road to get these gummies exactly where they wanted them. And I know that because they kept in touch with me saying, it's taking longer than we thought. The formulation isn't exactly how we want it. They just really do work really hard. And I know that because when they changed up their bottles for their CBD oils, they kept sending it back because it wasn't right. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. They really are detail oriented. So they have these gummies 30% off all month long. And in addition, they also have capsules. Now I have 2 of the capsules here. This one is Fantastic Forage. This one is for focus and clarity. So this, of course, has the lion's mane in it. This one is Gold Spring, and I'm looking at my notes over here. This is for inflammation. And there's one more called Slow Waves for sleep. It. So they also have capsules. Now they have gummies. And of course, the CBD oil is my first love. And of course, when I talked with them, this is all that they had in their lineup because they were a brand new company. So let me talk to you about the different formulations of CBD oil. I take Dreamland every single night. What I do is about an hour before I go to bed, I put a dropper full underneath my tongue. I let it sit there, and then I have my sleepy time drink, my pure sleep drink that's listed in the description box down below, and I go to bed. My hands, so I'm 67, and these are my hands, and my joints, they're not stiff in the morning. I don't have to crack my fingers to get them going. Nothing on my body hurts. And I know part of it is my diet and lifestyle. I eat very clean. I also work out. But I know it's also the supplements and particularly the CBD oil that really helps with my joints. If you're not interested in something for sleep, or if you're looking for other things, the Oasis is a great formula. And let me see what they list on the website. This is for anxiety or stress. So this is a good one to have in your arsenal. The one that I really recommend that you get a bottle of and you just set it aside for when you need it. And that is the Reserve. The Reserve is their strongest formulation, and it's going to do a couple of things. It's going to kind of soften any kind of injury or pain, and it's also going to soften your stress and anxiety. This is their most potent formula. And I'll give you an example of, I keep this on hand all the time. This is what happened to me a few years ago, and this is how I used it. I had an injury when I was hiking, and I had deep puncture wounds, probably about 30 of them on my hand. I mean, it was not good. It was not good. And I'm not one to go run to the doctor. I'm one to kind of take care of my issues at home. So I cleaned it really well, and I took this to calm me down because there was a lot of anxiety in me at that time. I was very stressed and it was very painful. And so I cleaned it. I took this and then I put my hand in front of my red light and it all worked out great. And the thing is that my hand was almost completely healed within a few days. It was amazing. So that's what I use the reserve for. It's when high stress, injury, something like that, this is really going to come to the rescue. And then the last one I want to tell you about, this really works for me during the thunderstorms. This is Possum. It's for your pets. And when it gets really thundery, and we can have some loud thunder here in Central Florida, this is what I give Lucy, my little pup. I just put a little droplet in her mouth and it calms her right on down. She still wants to sit on my lap, but at least she's calmer with that. So if you have an animal that has any kind of stress or issues, this is a good one for you. So that's the Boss event for June. I know there's so many of you going to be so thrilled because you guys are using Jupiter as much as I am. It's a lovely company. They have the world's best customer service, who is Tyler. He's one of the owners. They're just awesome, full of integrity. They are so patient and so caring, and it really matters to them what kind of product they put out. So that's the Boss event for June. All the details, the link and the code is BOSS, BOSS. So at checkout, it's going to take 30% off your entire order, and that's going to be good for the whole month. So thank you, Jupiter, very much for a wonderful Boss event. You guys, I love you guys. Tyler and Simon, you guys are just awesome, and I love your product. Don't forget about the gummies, guys. If you're a gummy person, these might be perfect for you. So now I'm going to hop over into the chat and see if there's any questions. Does anybody have any skincare questions? Okay, so Tammy said that's what I need for my dogs. If you have animals that have stress, it's a good deal because it just calms them down. It's not a drug. It's not going to be anything you have to worry about. It just calms them right on down. It's easy to take. You just squirt the little dropper in the mouth and you're all good. Scalar waves, it's like group prayer. I have been hearing so much about frequency medicine, and I have a girlfriend here in the Villages that just bought one of those tables that you lay on, and your computer is in there and you program different frequencies, different music. It's kind of like a rife machine, kind of a takeoff on a rife machine. And she's using that, and she says she absolutely cannot do it every day because she doesn't sleep. She gets so much energy, she doesn't sleep. And then I also have another girlfriend that goes to, I think it's ESS. It's like a company that you go there and you sit in a room for a certain amount of time, and it's frequency. They shoot the frequencies. If you've done that, let me know. I want to hear about it. I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I am going to do it, but I think it's fascinating. Anything for psoriasis? I don't know, Jackie. That hasn't been an issue for me, so I haven't really spent any time on it. But I'm sure that you can find a lot about it on YouTube. You can find anything on YouTube, that's for sure. Used first last time, do you use moisturizer over it? So I'm not sure what we're talking about. Oh, the Avene Retinol. Yeah, absolutely. I use moisturizer over everything all the time. So I love the Avene. It really does wonderful things. However, I had someone put in a comment, and we're talking about the Avene Retinol, which I love. It's really one of my, oh my gosh, this makes my skin look so pretty products. And I have tried so much skincare in the last 5 years. There's very few products that I can say, actually, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really a wow product. The Avene Retinol is one of those. However, someone in the comment section said, Geek and Gorgeous, which is a skincare company, has a product that does the same thing for less expensive. So I ordered it. They're in my bag. I ordered a set from Geek and Gorgeous. They have no idea who I am. I bought it. I paid for it myself. It was a whole stealth thing. So I'm going to go ahead and use those and get back to you guys and let you know. It's a cool line. It kind of reminds me a little bit of The Ordinary in the sense that very clean formulations, very, very affordable, easy to understand the website, easy to understand the products. It seems like, I don't know, if the products are good, it could be, a nice little find, but I'll let you know. If you've used Geek and Gorgeous and you love it or you don't love it, let me know in the comments down below so I can learn from you before I actually start trying it. Your skin looks beautiful. Any new products you're using now? Oh my gosh, thank you. First of all, I have found a few products that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really good. And I'm going to do a video about it real soon. You know, just little things I find here and there that really make a difference, that I think are well priced for the benefit, that I think are you know, something that not everybody is doing, like it's a unique product that's important to me. So I'm going to be doing a video coming up probably in July on that very topic. Okay, so Janet says, I listen to Frequency every night on YouTube and my phone. You know, that's interesting. I actually have downloaded some binaural beats, but I haven't really used them yet. It's supposed to help you when you meditate. And also, you know, if you want to do like kind of astral projection, helps with that. I know you guys are going to think she's nuts, but that's the kind of thing I think about. Anywho, does anybody else have any questions? Let me scroll. Oh, I'm looking at the chat, which is what I'm doing. It's over here for me. So I'm just going to see. Thank you. She says, I look great. You know what it is that I did last night? And if you guys aren't doing this, it's one of the coolest things. It'll just make your skin look so great. Use the AHA BHA peel once a week. It just makes your skin, and I did that last night. I usually do it on Sunday, but I had cleaned my face last night. I did the NIRA all over my face and down my neck. And I thought, you know what? My face is clean. I'll just do my AHA BHA peel. I left it on for about 20 minutes, and I'm just always, even after all these years, I'm always so impressed with how clean and smooth and glowy my skin looks when I'm done. It's such an affordable product. It's like, it's under $10. You can get it at Sephora or Ulta, or you can get it on the Ordinary website. It really is worth it. Do you use daily sunscreen when using the Aven retinol? Okay, you just asked the most troublesome question I get. I don't use sunscreen at all, ever, at all. I think it's toxic. I think that the sun is good for you. I am out in the sun all the time. Yesterday, I was on the Rainbow River kayaking for probably 3.5 hours. I never use sunscreen. This is how my body looks. I don't eat seed oils, and I take really good care of my body. So I don't use sunscreen. I think that 10 years down the road, it's going to be something that people are going to go, It's much more important to me that I get all that vitamin D, which is going to really support my body and my immune system. I don't want to block it. I don't want to put chemicals all over my body. So I don't use a sunscreen. I know so many of you right now are going nuts and losing your mind. I'm sorry about that, but that's what I do. You don't have to do it. You can do it differently. That's just my choice. So no, I don't use sunscreen on my face. However, when I do kayak, and I have a kayaking video over on the channel, I have a big hat. It's like, it's almost sort of like an Australian cowboy hat. You know, it's a big hat and it covers up my whole face. And so I don't abuse myself in the sun. And I use the skin support from Ion. I use it all over my face and on my chest and down my arms. So that's what I do. Okay. Lynn has a comment, organic castor oil, exclamation mark. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a video about castor oil. I don't want to do a whole video because it's such clickbait now. Everybody's talking about it, and I don't like to do clickbait. But what I can tell you is I have been using a castor oil pack around my midsection at night. And what I do when I pour the castor oil on the pack, I tap my fingers in there and I go underneath my eyes and I go on my eyelids and I go over my eyebrows. And then I tap my fingers in it again and I put it here on my arms. And then I put the pack on. And I'll tell you, I don't know if I'm making this up or what, but when I sleep with that castor oil pack, you know, around my midsection, I sleep so good, and I don't know why. I don't know if I'm making it up. I don't know if I'm exaggerating it, but it's the funniest thing. If you've ever done muscle testing, you know how your body will respond or negatively or positive to a substance. When I am putting on the castor oil pack or starting to do that process, my body just goes yum. And I can feel it's like it just can't wait to get that pack on. So it's the weirdest thing. It's almost like muscle testing, but I just notice my body just like loves it. So that's my little deal of organic castor oil. You want to get organic and you want it to be in a glass bottle. And the reason I think that it's really works well underneath the eyes is because it detoxes. That's why you want to wear it on your midsection so it's on your liver, which is over on your right-hand side. And so if you've got inflammation or puffiness underneath your eyes, it's really going to help with that. So I figured it can't hurt. I love it. That's what I do. So that's my my castor oil story. Haven't been under the impression that I had to with retinol usage. You know, every single dermatologist in the country will tell you that you have to use sunscreen with retinol. I'm telling you that. What I tell everyone, you've got to follow your own guidance. You've got to figure out what works for you. You know, take it, you know, take all the information and use it. I've done a ton of research on the chemicals and sun. I've just done a ton of research. I don't want to go into it. And I also did a video with Cindy Fallon. It's over on my website. She's a PhD physicist that did a lot of research on sunscreen and skin cancers. And it was interesting. It showed that it has much more to do with diet than sun. That video's over on my channel. You're welcome to watch it. It's good information, but every single dermatologist will tell you you got to use sunscreen. I don't agree with them. I'm different, but you know, that's just me. So, okay, thank you. So glad the oil is helping your hands. It really does help my hands. All right. I think that's all I have for you today, unless anybody has a question. Seed oils turn you into a human French fry. Yeah, they do. Did you know that when McDonald's first came out, their French fries were fried lard, which is fat from cows. That's lard. That's my grandmother had next to the stove the entire time I was growing up. They were fried in lard, and all they were potatoes and salt fried in lard, which is not unhealthy. And now they're so unhealthy. They're fried in seed oils. And that, in my mind, seed oils are really what's causing a lot of the illness, chronic illness, joint pain, fatigue, just all kinds of things. Because I've done so much research on seed oil, there's no one who understands nutrition who won't tell you that seed oils are almost the devil. That's been my experience. Oh, hi, Bev. How are you? It's Bev from Maysama. I love her, and I love it. You know, I used my little urchin in the shower this morning. I love that thing. That's from Maysama. Maysama is a wonderful company, and I think Bev, the owner of Maysama, is the hardest working woman in skincare. I'm not kidding you. I see the behind the scenes stuff. This woman is incredible. She has just built a wonderful company filled with integrity and great products. So I just love her. Thanks for stopping by. Have I seen any of Barbara O'Neill's YouTube videos? Why does that sound familiar? I'll go look her up this evening. So thank you for sharing that, Lynn. I appreciate that. Yeah, and Bev, I can't wait to work with you again. You're just wonderful. You do such a great job. All right, everyone, that's what I have for you today. The boss event for June, in case you're just now tuning in, is Jupiter. And I fell in love with their CBD oil. It is the best CBD oil I have found. And you guys know I've tried a lot. 30% off their entire product line for the month of June. If you're not on my email newsletter list, you might want to sign up. You can do it in the description box down below, because if you miss the boss event or you watch it and you forget, that email newsletter is going to remind you. I tell you all month long, this is the boss event for the month. So if it works for you, it's a great opportunity. So they have CBD oil, which is my first love. They have just come out with gummies. So if you're a gummy person, you might want to give these a try. And then they also have the capsules. They have 3 kinds. I only have 2 here. You can check those out as well. So everyone, thank you so much. You guys know I love doing lives. For me, I feel like I'm hanging out with you. When I'm filming, I just feel like I'm talking into a camera, which sometimes doesn't feel quite as warm, but this feels nice for me. So I appreciate you taking time to stop by. All right, everyone, that's the Boss event for June. I think it's a good one. I know you guys love Jupiter as much as I do. All right, everyone, thanks for showing up. Take care. And I've got a fun video coming out on Sunday. All right, bye now.